July 4th, 2026, a young man by the name of Nolan Wells went on a boating trip to Horn Island, Mississippi. He was reported missing that day after he didn't return with a group of friends that he went with. Since then, the case has drawn national attention, and his family continues to question what happened. One of the things that I keep hearing a lot is why? Why on earth would you leave your friend by himself on an island who was black for the 4th of July? It very much ties with a few things that I've been thinking about and something that was actually quite relevant as of yesterday. I'm in a multicultural class right now. I'm getting my master's for clinical mental health. The discussion that we were having was what whiteness is and what blackness is. When it was blackness, it was about culture and heritage and food and music and all this stuff. And then when it was what is whiteness, it was the very default kind of jokey answer that people usually give. Unseasoned chicken, Taylor Swift, going to goat yoga, hee 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 ha. But I remember I was doing a video a while back. One of the sections that it touched upon was representation. The report spoke to the fact of how traditional it is for black and brown families to have conversations with their black and brown children about what it is to be black and brown. In contrast, when it comes to white kids and white parents and their dynamic, those conversations rarely happen, if not at all. And so when I was in that classroom, I asked casually, it wasn't with malintent, it wasn't to make anyone feel bad, to anyone in this classroom who identifies as white, did your parents or legal guardian have a conversation with you about what it is to be white? Nothing. When I asked that same question, but for black and brown people, it was immediate. It was an immediate yes. And I ask you that question as you sit there now. And I think that in lies one of the many problems, but a very big problem. This is not going to be the last time we hear about something like this. As time goes on, more will be unraveled, but I want to speak to white parents that have white children. I am pleading with you, have a conversation about what it is to be white. And inevitably that will lead to the conversation of what it is to be black. No, I don't think you're gonna have the outlook or perspective of a black person, but I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could find somebody out there, anybody. I'm biracial. And I remember so distinctly my mom and my dad sitting me down and going, look, you have two parents that are half and half, but when people see you, they're only going to see this. And no matter how nice you are, how respectful you are, how you present yourself, they are going to immediately have a assumption of who you are, how you think, and how you represent yourself, no matter what. And that always stuck with me. I don't know the other kids that were with Nolan Wells. I don't know if they had conversations with their parents or their legal guardians about what it is to be white. So I am gonna boldly go off them not having those conversations. Maybe when Nolan said, I'm gonna stay back, I'm not gonna, y'all go, under the assumption that all are innocent. Maybe one of them or all of them would have been like, you know what? Let me stay around. Unfortunately, we'll never know.